What's up, guys? It's your boy Pete, and welcome back to Planting with Pete.
These my dollars make it hurt.
Now, if you're new here, this channel consists of almost everything houseplant related. If that triggers your fancy, hit that subscribe button, sit back, and enjoy the video. Now, on today's episode, you guys, we are potting up some of our propagations. Well, at least 90%, 95%, we are potting up propagations. I did do some extra propagating. Yeah, I did do some extra propagations that are currently propagating. And then I also have to make some cuts here on my looking glass as well, to start the propagation process. Now I do remember that I did some of these, like these looking glass begonia cuttings. I did these probably before I started the series. No, probably during the series. And I do know I did maybe a video or some or some pictures that I will insert later on once we get into it. But yeah, I end up cutting my other begonia up so I can confine them in one pot. And I think that is it far as in letting you know what's going on, or rather what's up. And then, well, I also have to do for my exotica that we did prop. Now, she has been growing. There is new growth, but not as much. Let's see, there we go. Not as much, but you can see new growth points. She was not in the best of light conditions, to be honest, after I did cut her, just because of, I did quote unquote put her into shock once I ripped her from all the growth, and I didn't want to overstress her out. So she was in a moderate kind of low light conditions, just enough to keep her stable. But all in all, she's still growing. But I'm going to transfer her out of spag. Now this one here is definitely going to be a process. I'm going to take her out of spag, since all of my other scindapsi, my collection of scindapsis, um, since all of them are already in soil except for this one, let's go ahead, and get her out the way. So I'm going to, and another reason why I want to put her back into soil, simply because of her root system. The root system is a lot more vigorously, thicker, grows a lot, I would say, faster than your typical aroid. And these here plants, as you can see, is kind of not as flush across the top there. This thing here is like literally jam packed with roots. So I'm going to give them a little bit more, I would say, leggy room, even though spag is just air, to be honest. Give them a little bit more leggy room to grow inside of. I have a bigger pot down there. One of the pots that I use for, that you may have seen, pretty sure you've seen already, that I've done repots on, like my bigger aroids, those size pots. They're probably, the lip is maybe like a 4-ish, and it's kind of tall, rather deep. So yeah, we'll cover that once we get into it. But other than that, everything else is getting planted up. Looking glasses are going into this here mother pot, potting up my markings as well. These are the cuttings of the exotica, and then I also have cuttings of my Cebu, another pot of Cebu blue as well. And then I also have my nice, don't know the name of these, but begonias, cane begonias. Yeah, begonias. So let's go ahead and get started. I was gonna pop these up differently, to be honest with you, but this is just not gonna happen. And as you probably can, oh well, this is another cutting that I did of my barrel marks. I just decided to cut it because this was the tallest part. Rather, it did shoot out another leaf. This will be part of the part that when I told you 90 to 95% be planted. Basically, I'm going to do the planting of these, and as I said, I have to cut this here begonia down. Bring it down so you can see. Yeah, she looks pretty like that though. I don't know if I'm gonna cut her, but finna get to her and have to figure it out because the leaves are half adjusted and it's giving me that look that I want. But I do know the guys, these looking glass begonia leaves, they get huge. Cane begonias, I love cane. They're just, we'll get to it. But yeah, and then I also my cuttings of, oh, that is wider, guys. I was just gonna say Regal Shield begonia, not even close. My upright green philodendron. I could not think of philodendron for nothing. Whoa. Right. So that'll be a part of the next clip, but it'll be mashed together. It'll be probably weeks for me, seconds for you. Let's go ahead and get started here. You know what? Let's go ahead and start with this here begonia. Everything else is more of a let's put it in soil kind of thing. These here begonias, well, the begonias are the same. Well, not as in put it in the soil, but I have roots to try to maneuver around. If you know about begonias, they don't send out, you don't need a deep pot. Okay, you really don't need a deep pot. They can grow, thrive, and still get bigger leaves in tighter conditions. I don't now. I'm not saying small pots, but in tighter conditions, they might still produce those bigger leaves that I do love. Now, if I see one of these, this is a plant that if I see in the store, honestly, you guys, I have to talk myself out of literally not getting one because these things look so good in the store that it's crazy. I seen one in my, my local Ace. It was, I think, $20, $25. I think you guys may have seen it on a plant haul, not a plant haul, a video, nursery tour video from Ace. Here are some of the roots off this here looking glass begonia. There are two there. And then there are some here as well. This is a, oh crap, I still have this in here. This is an OG, the one that actually started the whole brandy anum crave here. The one that we couldn't get to grow for nothing. It's just, look at that. Finally doing something in water. But if you've been watching, you know I can grow these. So yeah. Let you know I just can't throw away stuff. But yeah, let's just stand in the water. Let's just stick that in there. Let's stick that over there. Alright, and these are the other two. Well rooted. I think it was this one. You may have seen this one. This one is pretty. You can tell it was getting optimal light just by the color. But anyway, this one right here was propagating behind me. If you guys been watching, we're piling up towards the back, and of course I moved them out. But plant tools, you guys, down in the description box below. What I'm going to do is get these in here planted, and honestly I will just have to allow them to adjust themselves with the rest and the actual light flow. Now concerning this here plant, I did not water her simply because of Like I hate going through begonias because, as I was saying with the root system, they're all right at the top, and then once you start to go and moving soil and digging, you can just hear them popping, clacking, and popping. And it hurts, guys, and I know it's hurting the plant, so I try not. Which is why I had the other pot. Other than I did a video on it. I think it was it spreading out or how to get more basically out of your plant. All right, so this one was growing backwards. Oh. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on, but this one was growing backwards. I think it was more on spreading your plants, getting more out of your plants, something of that nature. Far as in, we're talking notching, things of that nature, so that you don't have to quote unquote cut up your plant. If you want to make it bushier, thicker, whatever the case may be around that there area, then definitely go check out that video. Now I have to keep an eye on these. I might, honestly, put these outside a few more weeks rather. I would like for these to stay warm outside, while it's still kind of warm and humid here. I want them to stay warm so the roots can adjust. And then also I don't have to worry about overwatering it, which let me tell you, definitely happens. I don't too much care for it, but yeah, it happens. Well, how is everyone doing? I hope you guys are well and being safe. It's been a very difficult time for a lot of people, especially the people that are losing loved ones. Some of this stuff is just unnecessary, Wear a mask and just call it a... Oh, boy. But, all right. Now, when you are doing your cuttings or your propagations, and they're going directly from soil into water, from soil into water, guys, from water into soil, there is maybe about a 2-week period that to keep your soil moist. This is why, as I said before, I'm going to definitely put her outside so that I can continue to water without any extra highly unnecessary problems, especially from watering. That should definitely be the last thing I should be worried about is watering. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, if you probably haven't noticed, I stopped doing like the overviews at the end. And what I'm going to do is give you a complete, and I mean a completed, updated situation of these here plants. Everything that we have been working on. Yeah, I'll do a completed situation thingy once we are done. Well, completely done, but that is it for this one here. You definitely can tell leaves are bigger from another cutting. Let's go ahead. What I probably should have honestly did, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it while we're here. Cut this here down as I planned. I did cut it. Things change. Definitely should know by now with me, things change. So this is another cutting of her. And what I'm going to do is cut those nodes off. I would usually try to grow them, but yeah, that's a lot. Definitely a lot going on there, which honestly can be posted up. Here it is, this one here. Nice cutting there as well. Going to go in water until we get around to it down here. Now what we're going to do next, the tools to the side. Let's go ahead and work on this here begonia. It's bigger. I don't know which kind these are, but they are freaking gorgeous. Rippled. It's dragon, probably, I don't know, reminds me of something dragon. But again, cane begonia, leaves get crazy huge. Let's go ahead and fill this pot up real quick. Soil mixture. It's not too airy, but enough so that it's not waterlogged, if you get what I'm saying. So just put a little bit down in there. Now let's get these here babies out. If you can see that, those are the roots coming from these nice roots, you guys. Pretty plant. I love the tones of these, of course, with the pinkish kind of grayish spots. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuttings of these. And they're just real, just pretty, guys. And I'm going to nuzzle them down, not too deep. I love working again with these cane begonias. These stems are just wonderful, especially when they're healthy, thick. And with these, I might do them the same way. Place them outside. There we go, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get some soil in here. All right, now it is time to adjust these the way that I want. Make sure, again, you are putting these in, when you are planting your propagations up, you're placing them in a way or a direction that you would like for them to grow. It doesn't mean that they will take your way as the way to grow. And you know, like I know, if you're growing plants, if and when they want to do what they want to do, it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. The best thing to prevent that is don't buy the plant, but just let it grow. Oh, this turned out nice. I love these thick stems, you guys. Don't have to worry about them snapping or popping when they're pushing against this here substrate. This is nice. And these leaves are thick, and I don't know if you can hear that, but they're like thick and like crisp. All right, that is it. I do not a tight push, but a firm just around the stem to make sure that the roots are connected to the soil, substrate, whatever I'm using. Well, especially if it's soil, I'm trying to make sure that it is connected as close as possible. No air pockets allowed, none whatsoever. That is it for this one here. As I said before, definitely might go out the door. But I definitely, like I said before, need to make sure I keep this here warm. And to be honest with you, hurricane, I don't know which one it is, to be honest with you, has came and knocked on the door. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I turned it all one way. Turn it around so you guys can see. That's the back side. And that is the front side. Turned out pretty. Okay, let's move on to the next one. You know what? Let's go out the way. Again, I could keep these nodes, but I'm not with it, you know. Some of you guys were like crazy close. I could definitely send you nodes and cuttings and all type of stuff before I open my shop. So yeah, these are the last propagations here that will be going back down in some water. I think we were there together when we started the propagating of these here Cebus. And yeah, nice root system there on all the cuttings. Okay, let's check out these here. I could honestly stick it down in there the way it was, but when you have little small cuttings, for me personally, it bugs me if they're not, I'm gonna say, and it's not thrown in the pot. If you get what they are, because then they grow the way they were thrown in the pot. This one doesn't have a root on. It's kind of crazy how they grow. They start to grow. There's a new growth point. They grow have enough energy to grow without the root. You know, I could definitely cut this up, which I'm going to, well, no, I'm gonna keep it. One's rooted. This one, I'm going to cut up again. Get these bad boys down in here. And they all have growth points on them. I mean, every last one of them have growth points on them, especially if they were rooted. I'm gonna grab my soil here, guys. We're going to fill her on up. I have this one and this one. Yeah, okay. 2 more. And that one. And get you in here. All right, now I'm going to go in and start to adjust these the way I want them to look. instead of just thrown in there like that. That drives me crazy. Even though we know they will adjust still, which is why usually it could take me a while when I'm doing some of these, especially if they don't want to, go or be turned a certain way. All right, here we go with the sea blue. Okay, next one we have is the Mikings. Now I do love these here plants. Just honestly, the way they grow, and especially for me, growing is like pretty easy growing them, I would say. And honestly, just want a full, like a huge pot of these. Now, I'm not sure about multiple, but a huge pot of these. Here are the roots for them. Could have just stuck them in there the way they were, but these are the cuttings that, just growing. Healthy cuttings that came from my other Mikings, I would say. The propagations that we took because it was growing over the post and I needed to cut it. Yeah, those propagations. These are growing like nice. They were towards the top, so they are, I would say, top quarter-ish cuttings, something like that. And now let's backfill. All right, now we're just going to go in and start the adjustment process with these babies. I thought this was a stick. All right. This is the said Mikings. Definitely fixing to go and give her some more soil. Here is the Mikings, you guys. Okay. Let's see. Oh crap! Look at that. And here is the other Mikings. Now, when you see her again, she should look a lot better, especially once I finish putting some more soil in there. I only went out there and grabbed like a handful, and then of course these here Cebus are going to go back. Let's cut this here off. Let's go down the jar. There we go. And cut. That's a wrap, guys. Good job, Pete. See you back here on set tomorrow.